So this person that you see pictured here, his name is Kim Brady Carricker. Now, I do kind of remember when this happened back in July, this mass pew pew person. Now, his name came up in my comment section because this woman said that the day before he did this, he had asked her out on a date. She felt uneasy about him, so she turned him down. And then the next day, this happened. So she was relieved. I am bringing this up because these people are not born out of a vacuum. They don't just wake up one day and start doing this. There are signs. There are people around them that feel uneasy about them. And this person, being a Black man, probably wouldn't be pegged as a mass pew pew person simply because typically they have been of male sapien descent. So this is why we have got to relinquish our stereotypes into these people because the boogeyman can come in many different varieties. So I am going to talk about Kim Brady, but I'm going to talk about what this woman went through before she met up with him. I'm sorry, before he went on this spree, not before she met up with him. Okay, so this is how she started her story. She says, I'm so tired of people acting like a woman not being complete unless she is giving herself to some man. The man I was referring to is named Kim Brady Carricker. Up until today, I've only told some of the women closest to me about this interaction. Talking about it the day he asked me out was triggering enough after the mass pew pew. It got even harder to process. I'm so thoroughly disillusioned by how harmful Western patriarchy is in general and the Black community's pervasive blind male worship specifically in light of these happenings. I'm reading this because I want y'all to know that patriarchy hurts us all. These males simply believe that simply being born a male is reason why they should get a woman. And they are becoming disillusioned because women are not just going along with it. So these bottom barrel XYs who are not getting these women are becoming unhinged. They are failing and flailing, and they are taking it out on the rest of us. And simply speaking to women as if we are incomplete without having a man pushes some women into just being into a relationship. It's not that women are always just desperate. It's this pervasive push for us to have a man or we're incomplete. We are not women. We have something messed up about us. So this woman's email to me was pretty long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But she was talking about some of the red flags. So they were at this Get Out the Vote event because they are working it together. She's an elected official. And there was an altercation between Kim Brady and another man. And in this, she says, Kim Brady was snarling and hissing at the other man, and his face was so screwed up into an intense scowl. The other man was blinking a lot and was at a loss for words. And I actually saw fear in his eyes. My spidey sense told me Mr. Nice Guy, Kim Brady, had a violent streak. So this is where I say that women, we need to pay attention to the signs that they're giving us. And then this woman that she's working with is like, you need to just give him a chance, go on a date with him or whatever. But she says, as I'm leaving the area, Kim Brady comes up to me and quietly and politely asks me if maybe I would like to go out with him for a cup of coffee sometime. I say, right now, I'm not dating. I'm just taking time to focus and energy I would put into getting to know someone else, into taking care of myself for my personal development. So no, but thank you for asking. He's smiling and nodding. I'm walking away. So this next part I want to talk about. This woman, the official, she's saying that this man, Kim Brady, is a Jekyll and Hyde. He has already shown her how she could flip it. But if you go down into this red flag number 4, this woman and a woman she's calling Mrs. F, for whatever reason, Mrs. F still hasn't seen Kim Brady in his whole Jekyll and Hyde. And she still thinks that Kim Brady is a nice guy. Now, what I want to say to this is sometimes there will be people like Mrs. F whose intention seems okay. They're pushing you to, get a man because people like Mrs. F have lived during a time where they had to have a man to survive. We don't live in that time anymore. And I know that this this video might seem kind of all over the place, but it goes together. So how they're pushing women into these relationships and how these men think that their old relationships is creating these dudes that are becoming unhinged when they don't get what they want. So that is just the part that I want to talk about as far as this. Now let's talk about what Kim Brady did. Okay, so the man accused in the fatal shooting spree in Philadelphia that left 5 people unalived and 4 others wounded Monday night left a will at his house and, according to a roommate, had been acting agitated and wore a tactical vest around his house in the days before the shooting. In his first court hearing on Wednesday morning, 40-year-old Kim Brady Carricker was charged with 11 total offenses and several counts of each. So currently he's being held for bail for these unalivings. Public safety is clearly an issue. There are no set conditions to ensure the safety of the community. Carricker is also facing charges related to several other victims of the shooting that include several other people. So what I just want to just remind us all, like I just said at the very beginning, these people don't just come out of nowhere. His roommate said he was acting funny. The woman that turned down his date request said that she saw these things. Other people have seen these things. At what point are we supposed to? I mean, I know people deserve some privacy, but at what point are we supposed to report folks? Okay, so I wanted to point this out. Sources say the suspect made disturbing posts on social media prior to the gunfire. Sources say Carricker, who was wearing a bulletproof vest, owned the ghost guns used in this mass shooting. Joanne Pescator, supervisor at the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office, said that at least one of the 7 roommates who lived with Carricker told investigators he was wearing the vest in the days before the shooting. And so, yeah. So he saw this. He didn't say anything. Well, this is the room. This is what the roommate says. Their way of dealing with it was just to avoid contact with him as he became more and more agitated. Law enforcement sources tell Action News his family had been concerned about his mental health for years. Family members told police Carricker would often go on rants about biblical terms. One law enforcement official says Carricker views himself as a police crusader and an ally to law enforcement. So not only did the roommates know something was off with this man, so did his family, and nobody got him any help. And this is the reason why all of this goes together. All of this works hand in hand. The district attorney declined to discuss Carricker's mental health and when asked whether it might have played a role in the unalivings, but said he expected that the defense would request an evaluation. So that is that story. I know it might have seemed kind of jumbled, but you guys go ahead, jump in the comments, tell me what you think.